Yeah, Quint.
Hey, fans of the Monday Movie Club. Annie is saying, thank God it's our last Tarantino movie
Yeah,
For the
for this
year,
week, yeah.
for this year.
This year.
for this year. Mark picked Inglourious Basterds from 2009, which is number 196 on the Franken list.
Oh,
That's
wait.
not bad.
I'm Frank Gaffney. Joel, I
Frank,
don't see anything from.
it's
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
been a
right.
long week.
Mark Wotis Gardner has
It's
the
always a long
poster
week,
up.
Joel.
It
Happy
is.
anniversary, everybody, to Joel.
Thank
Yay.
Yes,
you.
happy
Yes,
anniversary.
was
His
it
anniversary
yesterday,
was
Joel?
yesterday.
If well, it depends on how we're playing
When
this.
you're seeing this, yeah.
If you're seeing this on
Depends
Monday,
when you see
then it
this.
was yesterday.
Okay.
Well, they're not seeing it today.
Mark, you put up the poster. That's not your usual.
I know. The other picture I was
All
gonna put
right,
up.
shut up. Forget it. Annie King in the kitchen. Again, all duded up. Are you going
Yeah.
some today
Yeah.
too?
Yes.
All right. And Goldfuck, sometimes cringer. She no cringer though. But this is Sasha.
She's like, don't touch
Don't
me.
poke me.
It's totally going. Stop.
What do you want? All right, Mark. Why Glorious Bastards?
Because it's one of Tarantino's absolute best, and I wanted to make sure everyone here had seen it. That's
My
it.
eyes went to Annie as soon as you said one of his best. I looked, Annie. Poker
Uh,
face.
Yeah.
well, one of Tarantino's best. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Okay. Here's the plot. It's the first year of Germany's occupation of France. An Allied officer, Lieutenant Aldo Rain, because that's funny. Like Aldo Ray was an actor or something, and that wasn't he in the 50s, 60s show? Aldo
Uh,
Ray?
yeah, Aldo Ray, but this is Aldo
Yeah, but
Rains.
it sounds just like it. When he said it the first time, I thought, Aldo Ray? That's funny. Played by Brad Pitt. He assembles a team of Jewish soldiers to commit violent acts of retribution against the Nazis, including the taking of their scalps. Hmm. He and his men join forces with Bridget von Hammersmark. I don't know who she is. A German actress and undercover agent to bring down the leaders of the Third Reich. Who was the actress? I didn't write it.
Diane Kruger.
Diane Kruger.
We
Okay,
know
there she
her.
is right
I don't
there.
know why. Oh, we know
All
her.
right, so
Is she the one from National Treasure?
Yes, and
Yeah.
she was in Troy, a few other things.
okay. That explains why I don't really know her.
Ah,
If there's one thing you could say about Quentin Tarantino's movie, it's that he always shoots for the fences and he has a deep, abiding love of movies. And it shows here in every frame. The opening title card, which simply states Once Upon a Time in Nazi occupied France. This movie is all about wish fulfillment and it sets the tone perfectly. There's two plots to us. Yeah, I know. I'm reading my review. I reviewed it for the Frankenlist some time ago. Okay. Anyway, blah 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 blah. Brad Pitt is having so much fun playing this part. Oh my God. He's like a version of Clark Gable versus, George C. Scott and throwing a little Marlon Brando with that Southern accent, and you forgive him for the whole thing because he's so fun. He really is.
yeah.
And it's hard not to giggle when you hear him talking in Italian.
That's
His Kentucky Fried accent. Oh my gosh.
I love that part.
So funny. But ultimately, the movie belongs to Christoph Waltz. He is a Nazi, as Pitt would say. And he is so brilliant in this part. Oh my God. He's cruel, confident, inquisitive, and observant as Hercule Poirot. Right,
This
Joe?
is the movie we all met him in, right? This is where we
I'm
first
pretty
became.
sure this was
Yeah.
Yes,
the
this
first
put
big
this put him on
thing
the
he's
this
been
put him on
in.
the map.
Yeah.
I very clearly remember thinking, who is
He
this guy?
has so
I
many
love
of
him.
the film's best lines, best moments,
Yep.
and he won a supporting
Does,
Oscar.
Yep.
does he
And
really speak all those languages?
I would assume so.
I don't know for
You
sure,
know, Europeans tend to be more bi and
yeah,
I think
they
I
trilingual
read that he
than
was
we
the one that
Americans.
I read in the trivia that he didn't speak Italian, so he just learned it phonetically.
yes,
yeah.
I think you're right. Everyone pretty much speaks French and English in Europe, so he had
So
those
he
three
had to
covered.
phonetically
And
do
German.
Italian.
'Cause he's-
Yeah, but I mean,
Well,
honestly
he's
speaking,
he's Ger-
if you know French, Spanish, or Italian, you can kind of fumble your way through the other two that you don't know. You know,
And but
there's a
isn't
lot of
isn't
similarities.
he is German though, isn't he?
he's
I
Austrian,
think
I
he's
think.
Austrian.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
So
he obviously
he
speaks
probably is
German.
German.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if the
Prob-
trivia is correct, his son is a rabbi.
yes, I believe that is correct.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And just so we get a preview of the last two Bond films with him and Léa Seydoux in the opening scene.
How funny.
Tarantino plays fast and loose with actual history, so much that it becomes his wish fulfillment fantasy. But up until then, it's a fun romp with real suspense that shows Tarantino in fine form. This is my observations while watching. The first scene with Christoph Waltz interrogating the farmer, and then when the camera pans down to under the floorboards, I'm like, that is brilliant filmmaking right there.
Yeah.
Good Lord. And some of his writing, the great observation, the rat
Yes.
versus the squirrel
Yeah.
thing was just brilliant.
Yeah,
It's brilliant.
That
Just
was
because the
great.
rat has a reputation.
right.
And then when the girl was running away from the farmhouse, Joel, right, that was right out of The Searchers with the door
Yes.
frame and the
Yes,
black all here and just seeing the outside world and her running.
I think I heard that somewhere. Joel said it right before you
Yeah,
got
we were
on.
talking about the movie
Oh, okay.
before you
How
guys
funny.
joined on. So
Yeah.
Just beautiful. So much of it. And again, Christoph Waltz eating the strudel. Good Lord. And then when he says, I have just one more thing to ask, and then waiting for her reaction because he knows that she's going to be nervous about it. Great. And then he's like, I forgot. And then putting out the cigarette, that huge close-up of putting out the cigarette, just to remind you how awful he is.
Yes.
Remind me of that.
At the end of this fantastic strudel and whipped cream that he waited for, at the end he doesn't really care. He just put out a cigarette.
And him eating it in the apple strudel.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the way he ate it and the sounds. Oh my God. It's just so brilliant. Mike Myers, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was adorable. He really did this
I
darn
know,
fine.
but
it was stunt
makeup and
casting. It was like, oh, that's Mike Myers, and then you forget that it's him and you move on because it's such a negligible character, and
I don't know. And then, of course, that beautiful set piece in the bar. Oh my gosh.
Frank,
Oh,
I think if that wasn't Mike Myers, any other actor, you would not have even thought anything about him as an actor.
I know, but he brings baggage with him. You can't look at it and say, oh, look how many pimples freckles they put on his makeup.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a
one,
little
this
too
one never
precious.
bothered me. It was like, all
A little
right,
too
hey,
precious.
it's Mike. That's where Mike Myers is. Okay.
Mark, what were you
Yeah.
going to say? When I
Yeah,
cut you?
I see he was trying to do something dramatic, but
Never mind.
the makeup was what killed me. All right, and then with Diane Kruger and him putting on the shoe, I'm like, this is some
Yeah.
messed up Cinderella bullshit right here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And the way that he just jumps on her too, like, because he's been so calm the entire time, and then he
Yeah.
goes full violent. Like, it was just bizarre.
And then, of course, the general on the phone, did we all recognize Harvey Keitel's voice?
Yeah.
And it said,
No.
oh yeah, he was on the phone.
Yeah.
I remember.
And to say that Sam Jackson is the narrator is
Yeah.
a gross understatement. Good
I'm
Lord.
glad Amy had said something early before I started watching it, because I was like, oh yeah, that's clearly him, but I didn't remember it at all because it's a
Of course.
minor.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's one of
did he
those
have-
things. It's one of those things where a director does something, and when it's over, you're like, he either needed to remove it entirely or add more
Yeah.
of it in. And
Yeah, maybe Sam Jackson recorded 800 lines and he's like, we don't really.
Well, he cut like almost 30 minutes out of this movie, so maybe that was some of it.
Oh, Joel, when are we seeing that version?
Yeah.
you probably won't.
Yeah, I don't think it
Yeah.
ever made it. Annie certainly won't. She's like, oh.
Oh, it's a pretty long movie, and certainly things could have been sped up, but it didn't really bother me. And then the most
Because of his
brilliant
writing.
thing of the whole damn movie, carving the swastika on his head. Oh my God. Brilliant. Because when we see it the first time, we're like, oh my gosh. And then when it comes back around at the end, you're like, oh
Well,
my
yeah,
God.
when Brad Pitt explains it to the sergeant or whatever in that field where they have all the prisoners, you kind of get a sense for it, and then to bring it back at the end, yeah, I
Oh
thought
my
that was
God.
great.
That's brilliant because exactly that. He's going to go to America and live his life.
Blend in,
And
and yeah, no one will ever
it's
know.
like, no,
Well, you can
Yeah,
hang out with Charles Manson.
people are going to know.
yeah.
I wonder if it ever really, happened. I don't know, but I doubt it.
You,
But
you,
such
if it
such a
had
great,
happened in reality, other than Charles Manson, you'd know about it
yeah,
because,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, think about all of the German scientists that worked for the Nazis that were brought over here in Operation Paperclip that, then went to work for the U.S. government, and how many people knew about it at the time?
Yeah, nobody.
Yeah.
And of course, Once Upon a Time in Nazi occupied France, then we get, a few years later, we get Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Yes.
which
Which
has
with I
more than a few similarities to this movie.
yeah, and I have notes on that.
Okay. All right. So this is 3.5 stars for me. Solid Tarantino. Gets
That's
more than a little bit silly at the end. I'm like,
yeah.
really? But yeah, it's one of his greats for sure. All right, let's go. Marky Mark. It was your pick.
It was my pick. Yeah, I'm going to start off with, did everyone recognize Baron Zemo from the Avengers? No, Amy,
Yeah.
Frank,
Wow.
Daniel
Yeah.
Bruhl, who played
Yeah,
Frederick Zoller.
yeah,
He was
Yeah.
Baron Zemo in all the Avengers. He's the one who caused Civil War. No, don't remember that.
I know the actor, but I'd never put them
You
together.
got to remember, they don't, they watch a Marvel movie and 10 minutes later,
Yeah, I know.
it's
I know. I
Wait
had
a
to ask.
minute.
And I,
In
and
my,
I
yeah,
know Annie does. I
yeah.
know you.
in my defense, at least I remember other movies.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, no. When I'm looking at you,
He's
Frank.
that way
Yeah,
for you. I'm pointing at Annie, but for you, Amy's that way.
yeah. Um, the opening scene in the farmhouse is what made me the first time I watched it, I immediately was like just pulled right in. The French to English back and forth and the writing, the conversation they had, it was rivet. That French farmer was fantastic too. It was just a great, and that set up the whole movie. It was so much of that. It was just
and it's
intellectually
so wait,
driven.
I'm sorry. It's so theatrical because they're chatty, 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 and then when he goes to leave, the music starts creeping in,
And then
and
you
the
get your violence
vocals,
in,
and you're
and
like,
we've seen.
wah, wah, wah.
Yes.
Oh my
And that's
God.
there's so many World War II movies where you see the Nazis killing people, mostly Jews. And I hate, it's like, all right, we had to have it for this one scene, but it was so much more than that. And that's what a lot of other war movies don't have. It was that cat and mouse back and forth and showing how smart Hans Landa really was and getting, he's gonna find his person.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Um,
The scalping I could have lived without.
I agree. I agree. But
And
that's that,
it looks so fake too. Because they would
Listen,
like pull the knife and you knew it
yeah,
wasn't even attached. And it was like, hey.
that
I'm
but
that's
like,
Tarantino.
this is
even
nothing.
so, with that, it wasn't as
Glue it to their
bloody or
head,
gross as it
something.
could have been.
I agree with Joel. It could have been much worse. I don't think it was needed, but
Yeah.
it was an interesting take on it.
Yeah.
Um,
Again, going back to the searchers and the scalping and the
Yeah.
Indians.
yeah. And then throughout the whole movie, I mentioned to you guys earlier in text, just the languages, the French rolling into German, into English, and how everyone could speak all these languages. I found it beautiful. Like it was music to the ears to hear this and to not be, generally speaking, such a violent movie, just a intellectually suspenseful movie, and everyone speaking all these languages. I don't know. It just mesmerized
Well,
me for
I'm
some
gonna
reason.
post that Lucy clip I sent you.
Yes, as you should, as you should.
They
Um,
redid that joke on Frasier at one point, and I can't remember the episode they did it in. It was just
Oh yeah,
just
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
yeah,
I definitely remember that. Yeah.
that was brilliant. Um, the Bear Jew. I mean, who thinks that shit up? That was crazy. Brad Pitt with a Southern accent was great, and don't get me started on his fine Italian accent. And watching that whole Italian part at the cinema play out for the first time, I assume Annie, even you must have enjoyed that at least.
Yeah.
And then when you see that Hans, who shouldn't speak Italian, speaks
Yeah. Oh
perfect
my.
Italian, you're like, oh shit, what's gonna happen?
yeah, yeah.
And again, he keeps doing it to them. I don't know. I thought that was probably that was
Yeah, when he started speaking Italian, I was like, oh, fuck.
But you
Yes.
gotta love
And
that the other two guys that are with Brad Pitt and Von Hammersmark, the way they're talking, with the
Eli Roth going, hey,
with
Andolini.
yeah. It's
One more
like,
time, one more time. Just let,
did you watch The Godfather once or twice before
yeah,
doing that?
yeah, exactly. That was my second favorite part. My favorite part was the tavern. That whole part was just a masterpiece of back and forth. Even though it didn't have Christoph Waltz in it, it was, to me, the best part of the movie.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody played who the fuck with the things on their head in 1950.
But it was ridiculous. Um,
Who the
and the
fuck?
German three fingers in the tavern as well. Three versus three. I,
Yeah.
being of German and Austrian descent, I have no idea if that's true or not. Maybe he made it up. I've been over there to visit family and stuff, and I've
Yeah,
never
can't
seen it.
imagine.
I've never seen this. I don't know.
But as soon as he did it, I was like, oh no, that just gave him away.
Because they
For
show it.
whatever reason,
They
yeah.
show it, yeah.
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 I thought the entire cast was great. And thankfully no Tarantino cameos this time, although if anybody
Thank
corrects
God.
me, he technically was the first Nazi to be scalped in that little.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
he
he?
also makes an appearance in the Native Pride, Native Son, whatever the name of the movie is that they're
Nation's
showing.
Pride.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
He's in the movie within
in
the
that
movie.
movie, yeah.
Okay. I didn't see that either. But he had
Let's
no
keep him
lines,
there.
so
Correct.
yeah.
He has no
Yeah. No
lines.
lines, thankfully.
Let's keep him
Um,
there.
but as Frank said, Christopher Waltz was by far the best part of this movie. Great to see him get all the acclaim that he did, and after that, he went on to do a lot of things. But the next
Wait a
movie
minute.
was
He's not even in your poster.
I know, and the other ones I would have had would have been of Michael Fassbender and Diane Kruger in the tavern too. So he wasn't in any of the pictures that I had, so I went with this one. But I love that he played the exact opposite role in Django Unchained, and I know he basically told Tarantino that's the only way he would do it if he instead of being evil, he's going to be purely good. So I know that's going to be probably on next week. And this is probably the only Tarantino movie without one single N-word.
Um,
Which makes sense because it would make no sense in this movie. But
Yeah.
I feel like he would have found a way to write it in anyway because that's what he loves, that word.
Well, I mean, I think the word Negro,
Yes, a few
took its
times. Yes,
place,
a few times. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And it's in
But
German mostly anyway, or French,
so
depending.
it would make no sense to really have that. But just an observation of mine. And I also this would have been a 3.75 star movie for me. But the revisionist ending of killing Hitler, I don't like revisionist endings. That's why I hated Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, even though I love Brad Pitt in every scene. Yeah, no,
That was
hold
my
on.
favorite part of that movie.
The whole ending with Sharon Tate, I
I
hated that.
love
That ruined
that.
the
I love just
that
seeing a
ruined the
different
entire
take
movie.
on something.
This ending, as Frank said, I thought the ending is the worst part of the movie. So it always I kind of hate. Well, except for the very ending with the swastika, I like that part. But the whole movie theater part, not my favorite. But it didn't ruin the movie. It just brought it down a quarter star. So 3.5 from me. Um, Solid movie. Not his best, but
I
up there.
cannot believe I'm going to say this, but I'm going to agree with Mark about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The Sharon
Amy
Tate
hasn't
thing.
seen it. You're spoiling it for her.
Ay, ay, ay. All right,
We will be
3.5
watching
for
it
Mark.
next year.
Annie, here we go with our Tarantino lover. So okay, well, you've seen a bunch of them now.
I have,
This
yeah.
is one of the
So,
better ones,
right. No,
but
I'm
no,
not a war movie person in the first place.
right?
Um,
And the
But
violence, you don't like.
where were the battle? There's no battlefield. It's not really a war movie. It's
yeah, no, I think just the whole genre
Milieu,
of, I mean, I
milieu.
guess it's not a war movie, but I did, after seeing so many Tarantino's, I have learned to appreciate his directing, his filmmaking style, and his shots and everything. I find them, that I really appreciate them. He makes it work beautifully. Um, there wasn't much, even though it was 2.5 hours and I felt it was long, I didn't feel it was slow.
yeah.
So I did have to do it in two sittings because I was like, I'm tired now and I can't watch the rest yet. So, but it was interesting. It kept me interested. I thought that all the actors were great and everything. And I like Shoshana's role. I thought that was really cool. How she owned a movie theater and stuff, that she got away and
Can I
Uh,
ask you, Annie? Because Danielle made a big point of this since you just saw it for the first time. Did you say, "Oh shit," when Hans sits with her and then orders her a glass of milk? Did you?
yes,
I
As a
certainly did.
yes.
because
I
and
was
I
like,
we
milk.
had Danielle said she thought he knew right away. I said, "There's no way. There's no way." He had no idea who she was. He was looking at her from behind, and we looked it up, and it was just Tarantino basically trying to get you to remember the dairy farm. But he also, apparently, it's because it's not kosher to have milk or
With
whatever
me.
cream
Yeah.
milk with cream. So that's why he did it to see if she's a Jew. That's apparently the reasoning that Tarantino wrote that in. But wasn't it an immediate like, oh shit?
Yes.
Yeah,
So it
she if
brought
Yeah.
you
she was
back to the
eating meat,
farmhouse.
she
Yeah.
couldn't have milk. Yes,
Right.
that's
And on top of that, just the show that I've been directing, the 39 Steps, there's an oddity in there where a character orders a glass of milk specifically for his female companion. And I think my brain went to, oh, maybe this was just like a customary thing at the time that, men would order a glass of milk for a woman because it
For
was
women.
whatever.
doesn't drink.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so
woman doesn't
that's what came
drink.
to my mind when
That
I
makes
saw this
sense.
time.
Makes
Yeah,
So
it
sense.
makes
You
total
would be
sense.
wrong, Joel. He was trying to see if she was
well,
Jewish.
no, I know there was that aspect of things, but on top of that,
Right.
I think it's covered
But
in that
would
sense.
he be trying to see if she was Jewish? What was she eating?
Strudel. There was no meat involved,
There
so
was
that
no
the kosher
meat.
There
thing
wasn't
wouldn't
meat
matter.
involved.
But can you
They
have
didn't have dinner.
milk with cream?
Yeah,
I
Milk
never
with
heard
cream.
of that. It's you can't have dairy and meat. So you
Yeah.
can't have a cheeseburger. You can't have a
Yeah,
milkshake
yeah,
with
yeah,
salmon
yeah.
on it.
Well,
Never heard about the cream.
then the
yeah.
internet was wrong.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh my God, that never happened.
Never happened.
Never
Sorry,
happened.
Annie. Annie, sorry. Please continue.
Okay.
Sidetracked you.
Yeah, it was definitely watchable. Was it one of my favorites? Definitely not. Was it his best?
No.
No, I definitely like last week's better,
Yeah.
right? In Pulp Fiction. So what did I give last week?
2?
No.
3.25?
Yeah.
Four and a half, I think.
3.25.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So yes, I would go with a 3 on this one. It's definitely watchable. And now I have to watch all the rest. So I guess all the rest of his will be on my list next year.
Ah, there we go.
Yours or mine? Take your pick.
Well, I told you
Yeah.
I'll take Death Proof because it fits in with my theme for next year.
You have a
Right.
theme for next year.
I do have a theme for next year.
All
A
right.
theme.
Goldfuck, you're the fan. Probably the
Yeah.
biggest fan here.
Maybe. I haven't seen a movie that I didn't love well except for Kill Bill. I did not love Kill Bill,
Oh, yeah.
but every other one
That
of
was
his
2
movies,
movies.
yeah, every other movie I love.
Soon to be one movie.
Yeah.
Joel and I are gonna hold hands and go see it together.
Yes. So,
You don't have to hold hands.
Maybe we want to.
aw,
Yeah.
should we leave you two alone?
That's right.
Everything you guys have said it all. Long movie, didn't feel long. Loved it the first time, loved it this time. So I will give it. This is a rough one. I'm going like this, but I'll go with 3.5.
That's your whole review?
My whole review.
Wow.
I didn't
Okay.
take notes. I just sat and watched and enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I really did.
And you're okay with the revisionist ending?
No,
I love it.
no. Ridiculous.
I don't remember how I thought when I saw it in the theater versus when I saw Coming to America. Once upon a time in America. I remember
Hollywood.
that in
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in America is a completely other movie.
I know. I need some more coffee. I very much remember. I could see myself standing up at the end of that movie and just thinking how much I love the change and what if this really happened with Sharon Tate. So I love that what if kind of thing. Who cares if it didn't really happen? It's
Yeah,
interesting.
but it
what
was like, I don't know. I guess for me, I was thinking it was such a good story, and all of it seemed like it could have perfectly happened until that moment came, and you're like, come
That's
on. Hitler
yeah.
needs to get away from the movie theater because he obviously survived.
Yeah.
And so for me, it kind of just threw it off the cliff.
But he didn't
Um,
survive in that world, in his world. And don't you think part of the movie is watching the whole build up, knowing he is going to survive and get out? How is he gonna? Oh my God, he didn't. He died. So
I'm right there with Frank on this one.
Yeah.
No, I agree with Amy. I'm okay
Look,
with it. It's
Do you remember Mark was the person who thought Paddington should act like a real bear?
Oh, Paddington.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's not accepting
That's one
any,
weak ass bear
Yeah. And
he's
this is
not
the one you're
accepting any
agreeing with?
fantasy.
because I was right all along.
Joel, talk, break the
And
tie.
with that, I love you guys. I'll see you next
Okay.
week.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Joel, are you with the boys or are you with the girls?
I got to go with the girls on this one.
Thank you.
I actually enjoy revisionist history and historical
Well, we're living it
alternate
right
worlds.
now.
Yes, we are living in an alternate world as it is. It's funny because I don't want to say this is I don't want to say this is the Tarantino film I've seen the least, only because once we had kids, it got harder to see certain types of movies. And Natasha and I actually started watching it one day a number of years ago, once it came out on video, because we didn't see it in the theaters. And she had to quit after the first scene. She just couldn't handle the violence at that point. So I watched it on my own about a week or so later. But I had not seen it since. I just haven't had the time and stuff. And I do love this movie. It's really Tarantino falls into that category of directors who don't make bad movies. They just make slightly less interesting movies. And this is definitely up there with everything else. I think everybody said it before. Yeah, yes, it's too long, but it never feels slow. My if I have a complaint about the revisionist history ending, it's that the historical fan in me, the one who's studied history, wants more. Because how did the war actually end if the entire head top of the Nazi regime was killed at that movie theater?
Right.
That's I wanted some, even if it was just a title card at the end that said,
right.
And the war was over in 2 days and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But it's a great movie. There's really to me, there's not a bad thing in it. Even the scalping, yes, it looks fake, but I think that's important that it does, because he's not overdoing the gore and the blood in that sense. He saves all of that for that massive over the top ending in the movie theater where everything's on fire and you've got the spirit of Shoshana coming off the screen, and it's all brilliantly done. And I said earlier that when last week we were talking about him, and I said somebody had referred to him as a cinematic kleptomaniac. I love that term for him. He really is, and it's not in a bad way. It's all in a good way.
It becomes like Easter eggs that are fun to see. Oh, that's from that movie.
Well, just the fact that, I don't think any of you would have necessarily picked up on this, but in the lobby of the theater at one point, I forget which characters, but Emil Jannings was a famous actor who starred in The Blue Angel with Marlene Dietrich, and he makes an appearance as a character in the film in the lobby. He's introduced to somebody, and my brain is like, oh yeah, that would make sense. Emil Jannings would be at something like this because he was one of those actors that stayed with the Nazis, and after World War II was over, his career was
over as well.
Yeah, but it was interesting. He threw things like that in there, or the references to Leni Riefenstahl, or the fact that the theater was playing Piz Palou, which is one of her. Not that she directed it; she was in that film. She was an actress at one point. Just little Easter eggs like that all throughout the whole film just made it that much
again.
More
he's our
real.
Film geek.
Yeah. So I really love the movie. Part of me is sitting here going, I don't remember what I've given his other movies at this point. So I'm going to go with a safe 3.5, potential 3.75, depending on where other things have fallen. But it's a great movie. I want to see it again soon. So
for me, this is number 2 on the Tarantino's best films.
Okay.
Yeah,
I could definitely see that. Well, even though it was really rough, 3.5, 3.75 for me. I don't know why, I just had to pick one.
And still, I will still say this: Jackie Brown is still my favorite of his films. Yeah. But as of right now, this is a close second.
Yeah.
So, Annie, I think our viewing audience might be interested. Last year, was that the first time you had started watching Tarantino? And had you always just had in your head, oh, I don't like Tarantino, he's gory, he's
Too violent.
violent, and I'm not going to like it? Because I can totally understand not liking something without even seeing it.
Right. No, I had seen Pulp Fiction, and I don't remember much of it except for that needle scene, and I was like, ugh, But yeah, I had not seen anything else of his. I just never had the interest because it was gory
Right.
and
Again, you
violent.
didn't think it would be something you'd like.
Yeah, and are you
For
enjoying
you,
them
it
better
was
than you
for
thought? Sorry, Frank.
yeah. Was it better than you thought?
In
What
whole, his movies.
I was saying earlier is that I have come to appreciate his filmmaking.
Right.
So thanks to this group, I now can look at like his camera work and like how things, the
Right.
lighting and everything. So
But
I do
here's the thing,
appreciate it.
Annie just saw him as a rat and not a squirrel.
Yes.
Yeah, good point. Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all do that, certainly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There are movies I won't watch. I don't like slasher movies or like that kind of
And there are movies I've
horror
been like, I
genre.
don't want to see in this group. And it's like, oh, I like that a lot more than I thought I would.
Yeah. And then sometimes you say, yeah, I was right.
It's usually my
Right.
films.
Yeah, especially that one
I don't
coming
know.
up.
Some of Annie's rom-coms have been a little.
Which
Yeah,
one?
the
Right,
one
so
next week.
Which one coming up? What's next week?
Five
well,
Thousand
that's the
Fingers of
thing.
Dr. T is the one I was referring to for
Oh,
you.
okay.
All right, so
What's next week?
Inglourious Basterds. What?
Not that one. Your next.
Inglourious Basterds is on Netflix if you want to watch it. We recommend it, obviously. Next week, we leave Tarantino land to go to Annie's choice of Downsizing from 2017,
I've never seen it.
a somewhat controversial science fiction comedy drama starring Matt Damon. Sorry, we didn't have time for Matt Damon today.
Ah,
But
apologies to Matt
do you
Damon.
remember the controversy? It was something. I just remember there was something about it.
We'll
All right,
research
we'll
it for
talk
next
about that next week. How's that? All right, I'm Frank Gaffney. Go watch a movie.
And also with you.